Hey guys, Denise here from the TOWTalk Podcast. I'm going to talk to you briefly about the No Kings protests that are taking place this Saturday, October 18th. We have a number of locations right here in the Hudson Valley, 5 of them in Orange County between Warwick, Middletown, Goshen, Newburgh, and Cornwall. You can find them at nokings.org. And you should sign up and register on that website. I believe they use that to get a count of the number of participants, even though a lot of people just come out and they end up not getting counted. And so the numbers came out to being only like 5 to 8 million that were out on June 14th. And I think it was much higher, but they just hadn't registered. So if you can register, and you can register for more than one. A lot of these events that are located, relatively close to each other are sort of staggered out. So you can, let's say, start out at Railroad Green in Warwick from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Then you can go to, let's see, Cornwall from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at the Cornwall Plaza Sidewalk. Then you can, or you could, if you don't want to start over in Warwick, you can also start in Newburgh, City of Newburgh, Fill the Hill, corner of Montgomery Street and 2nd Street, and ends on the hillside between Colden and 2nd Street. So I guess they're going to do a march, and that's going to run from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So you got 2 starting at 10, either Warwick or Newburgh. Where else? And then from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., there's also a big one at the No Kings in Beacon. They are not listing an address. You have to RSVP from the website in order to find out where the location is there. So if you're not going towards that end of the county, like I said, you can start out at 10 a.m., from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Railroad Green in Warwick, which I believe is right in the village by the tracks. And then from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., there's a protest, No Kings Goshen, and that's at 255 Main Street. I think that's just the main green in center there. And I know that Don Kilcoyne is emceeing the one in Warwick, and Michael Sussman has organized the event in Goshen. And then from 3:15 p.m. to 5 p.m., there will be another protest at the Boston Market. That's the old ShopRite parking lot right on 211 in Middletown. So you could travel around, stagger one of these, stagger out, maybe take a lunch break in between. So you can have some fun that way. Probably we'll see a lot of people, hitting all of these at once. If you're ambitious, there is a big one down in the city, just like we did on June 14th. I think it's Father Duffy Center. So it's not at Bryant Park like it was last time, but I expect there'll be a lot of people there. So you could go big in the city, or you can do tour around the local ones. So some things to remember, some safety tips to remember with the No Kings protests. Know your rights. Okay, how to prepare? Well, how to prepare? You should, first of all, make yourself a cool sign, and dress for the weather. So I understand it's going to be kind of mild out. It's going to be probably around 60, 65 degrees and partly sunny. So that's good. You don't need to worry about bringing an umbrella, but just keep an eye on the weather in case things change, and dress accordingly. Bring a light jacket. Also, you might want to definitely wear some comfortable shoes that you can either stand in, or if you're marching, that you can walk in. Bring a water bottle, bring some snacks. Fully charge your phone if you're bringing your actual phone, or if you're bringing a burner phone. Ensure you have at least one emergency contact who knows your location and your status at all times. Know your emergency contact numbers by heart. Do not rely on your phone, just in case. I can say this. I've been to a few protests, and I didn't see any trouble. Obviously, times are changing, so prepare ahead of time. If you want to, run over to Target or Walmart and get yourself a burner phone, and don't put your Facebook, don't put your Instagram, don't put any of that stuff on there. But you can use it to record what's taking place, and then you can always just transfer that or upload it at a later time, removing all of the metadata before you do that. And that's where we get into protect yourself digitally before and after a protest. Encrypt your mobile device. Don't use biometric locking features. So take your fingerprints off, delete your fingerprint, delete your facial recognition. You want to be using a PIN number, preferably minimum 6 digits. If you can do, I know, I think with Apple phones, I think it's only 6 digits, but with Android phones, you could do 10 digits if you want to. Don't go with 4, that's too easy. But just make sure it's a number you can remember. Sign out of any accounts on your device, such as email, social media, if you're bringing your own. Use a secure communication app like Signal to communicate with your friends, relatives, or anyone that you're with at the protests. Back up your data in case your phone is lost or stolen. And you could do that by connecting it to your computer. Take videos or photos with your phone locked. Right. Don't swipe it open. Just hit the app. Just hit the phone feature. This way, if someone tries to grab your phone, they can't get into it. Scrub the metadata before you post anything online, and avoid taking or posting images of protesters' faces. That's for their protection. Um, Learn how to de-escalate a situation in case you deal with protesters, which could be likely. I have not had that happen, but again, things are getting a little bit more tense. And of course, we have a lot of rhetoric coming from the White House and trying to play us off as some kind of terrorists. I don't know. On one hand, they say we hate guns, and on the other hand, we're violent terrorists. The messages are completely mixed. So the point, if you dealing with someone who might be an agitator, do everything you can to de-escalate. Keep your distance. Don't engage in a hostile manner. If you can find a way to peacefully sort of usher them off to the side, do it. Otherwise, avoid and contact one of the organizers at your event. Most of these are being organized by Indivisible. They will have event organizers in bright yellow vests that you can get their attention and have them deal directly with any agitators that might come along. But if they're not around, just stay calm, don't engage, step away. Record only if it's safe to do so, and step away, drown them out with chanting and singing. And again, always try to alert someone. Always remain calm. Also, if you can, keep an eye on a person's hand movements, hands or body movements, as well as their proximity to other protesters, just in case you sense that there might be something worse going on. Listen. Most often people act out and get more upset when they're not heard. So approach the person with curiosity and don't cut them off. Acknowledge where they're coming from, even if you don't agree with them. So let them get out what they have to say, hear it, and then move along. Whenever possible, try to get the person to shift their attention to something else and create distance. Situations typically escalate the more people are involved. If possible, help to guide the agitator you're addressing off to the side or at a place further away from the rest of the protesters without making physical contact. So just trying to stay safe, trying to de-escalate situations. And there's some warnings here if you're just some things to remember if you're a non-citizen attending these protests. If you're an adult immigrant with a lawful status that requires you to carry proof of that status at all times, you want to bring that documentation with you. You want to have a contingency plan, and a contact person who knows your location, your status, and who to reach out to for legal support. Keep a copy of your immigration documents with someone you trust. Carry a paper document that lists contact information about bail funds and contact information for legal support. Memorize your immigration number and share it to a trusted contact, and memorize your contact person's number. So remember to be safe. Remember to dress well. Remember to be upbeat, have a good time. Yeah, we have some things to be concerned about, but I've been to these protests, and you know what? Most of the time, they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of singing, there's a lot of chanting, there's marching, laughing. That's the most important thing. We are standing up for freedom. We're standing up for our constitutional rights. Don't be afraid to exercise them. All right? If you have questions, comments, just leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And hopefully we'll see you out there. I'll be in a unicorn costume, inflatable unicorn costume. So look for an inflatable unicorn. It might be me. All right. Have fun, guys. We'll see you soon.